But it's the evil and the ugliness of people's hearts these days is everywhere.
This is Franky Rose's Think Tank. Here's your host, Franky Rose.
Whoa, hey guys, welcome to the Think Tank. I hope you guys had a good break. We're just waiting for court to start up and it should be about 5 minutes. Hey, thanks, Mexi. So, how do you think this is going? We're not too bad this morning with him. Oh, I don't grilling, I guess would be the word. All of the witnesses. He seemed to be a little bit better this morning. But honestly, I'm looking forward to finding out more in a different direction. I'm ready for them to get off of, well, the boring stuff. But you know what? The boring stuff is bloody important. You know, it's things that we need to know. So just before lunch, they were talking to different cops that had taken the camera footage from the different places that Filos Dulos and Michelle Troconis were dumping off bags. So I'm not sure the first place that they went, it sounds like they were not able to recover what was put in that bin. I don't know if we're going to find that it's this way throughout. And I don't know if we're going to find out that they were able to find information from that first one. Because there was some guy, what do I call it? Deep garbage diving or dumpster diving on that footage. And I'm not sure. It almost looked like he took something out that was awfully red and possibly, I don't know, put it back. So it sounds like maybe they haven't even figured out who this guy is. So maybe this afternoon we'll learn more about that. And I think we're going to be getting off of all of the details of things that went on because I know everybody finds that kind of boring. But like I said, it is needed. Hey, Jessica, welcome, friend. Good to see you. We're just waiting for the courthouse to start up. Should just be a couple minutes away. They're usually pretty good. So at least we're getting people on the stand that are not talking strictly DNA. I like the DNA because we're able to put pieces together, but at the same time, a lot of it, they may as well be talking French because I just do not understand everything that they're telling us. And then when you get into the defense, it gets so long-winded that even me, I mean, I lose track of what his points are. And I noticed that I will tune him out. It's just, seriously, it's like watching The Simpsons. Wah, 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 wah. Like, come on. So, and like I said, he's picked everything apart that he can possibly pick apart. I know that that is the defense's job, but like we were talking earlier, if this is annoying to us, how he's going after these people, is it annoying for the jury? You know, defense made a comment, you know, about, I'm sure the judge doesn't like all of the basically the questions and what have you. And, you know, the judge basically looks at him. And when it was his turn, he said, so I just want to say that I do not get upset or bothered by sidebars, or that's his job. So I don't know what the hell that lawyer was trying to say. Maybe he's trying to say that, the judge might be leaning, which is not a good look. So yeah, how you doing, Maxie? Good to see you. Good to see you. It's 2 o'clock for them. Come on, can't be late for court. I don't drink coffee past a certain time in the morning usually, but with this trial and how long the defense is making some things, I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna need caffeine. Set up the stream, got a couple domestic duties done, and we're ready for court. Hopefully we can finish this trial without any more of the jurors messing up. There's been 2 of them so far. Hey, Dandy, good to see you. Did you guys get notifications this time? YouTube is just like, it does whatever. Well said. Well said. Oh my goodness. So I'll set up the stream after this. Sorry for the noise, guys. I'll move it over here. Sorry. I do want to set up the Karen Reed for after this. Like I was saying, I talked to Brian, who is LTL True Crime, I think is the last of it, True Crime. I talked to him this morning and he gave me approval to do some of his streams that he's done because, I mean, you want information on the Karen Reed case, that's the place to go. Seriously. So I do have him in the description. And I've also got attorney Melanie Little in the description because the one we're going to look at when we do that is, I think it was last Friday she was on. And last Friday she was on. And it was very, very interesting. So I thought, Oh, you got that one? Okay, dandy. That is good news. SGTC. Okay. 3 minutes late. What the hell is going on, right? Talking about jury mishaps. Let's just hope we don't run into another one of those. It's just like, oh my God. What are you guys taking so long for? Just slipped another note. Brutal, guys. Yeah. I actually thought the last time when Buddy was making posts on social media about the case, I thought that was going to shut this trial down. Stop. I thought that was going to shut this trial down. I really did. Look at this, eh? My green screen. Does the same thing with my green bottle. It's green. It's the most bizarre thing. Maybe I'm already tired. So I think we're probably, like I said, going to look at them dumping more stuff at random garbage bins is my thoughts. So what do you think that Michelle Troconis was with him? I mean, you even see her bobbing around. 1 Celsius is 34 Fahrenheit. Okay. I think we're actually on the plus side today. No, we're -1. We're close. Maybe the defense needed a sidebar before this, before we see them. Oh my God. I don't know what to say about this lawyer. I mean, he is doing everything he can in order to help or do something for his client. But I don't know. I think he comes across really bad. So what happened when it's time to negate? Are we still at the same different numbers? Yeah, 12. Is that, oh, we're talking math. So when it gets to negative, we are the same and we still different numbers. I think 0 is 0. So yeah, but when it gets, I think so, Mexi. I think we're the same. I think that if we're -1, we're -1. But I can't say for sure. Very good question. Very good question. Isn't that bizarre what that green in my shirt is doing? So bizarre. It's magic. Mhm. So yeah, guys, what do you think? She was in that truck. We know that. So do you think that means she knew what he was throwing out? Yeah, I think so. Because I think she was in there cleaning with him, is my personal opinion. Whatever happened to her, I think it happened as soon as she got home after dropping those kids off. And then Folis and his little date there. At least we'll start with Folis. And I don't know when she came into this. Hopefully we'll find out more. But I'm assuming that it was pretty quick that she was involved. And I don't know. I know he deleted himself. So this is going to leave her and then his lawyer friend that is also facing the same charges comes up later. Okay, let's see if I've got his name here. Ah, I don't. Oh, Kent Mahoney. Kent Mahoney. I do believe it was. I should double check. I'm not going to put that in stone. But yeah, his buddy, the lawyer. Now that would be good, wouldn't it? That's going to be zesty when that happens. Hey, no, what are you doing? Stop. Stop. Oh my God, they're eating my socks. Yeah, now that's going to be interesting when he pops up because he is supposed to be a witness, isn't he? That would be good. Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. As trials are, certain points are just dry, dry, dry. And usually most people, I mean, once they get into the science and stuff, they drop out. So it'll be interesting to start getting actual facts now that we know how they got to their conclusions. Let's see what they have for proof now, right? Because as I said, I'm pretty sure that from the documents that I've read, that her DNA and Bolus's DNA was in that garage. So, yeah, I don't know. They're 10 minutes late. Oh my God, I really hope that the defense isn't up there going blah, 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 blah. Or I really hope that it's not another juror mishap. Because, yeah, we don't be needing that. Just brutal, guys. Give me a second. Give me a second. What you got to do? Yeah, I wish we knew when people were coming and when they were going. That would be awfully handy, wouldn't it? Like a witness list for us. I've seen them do it before, but it's been a long time. What do you guys think this delay is? Waiting on a witness? With this case, it could be flipping anything. Oh my God. So while we're doing this, let's just, there we go. The lady that this is all about, mother of 5 kids, Jennifer Dulos. And due to her husband's alleged actions, they're all orphans now. He allegedly, they deleted her. We have not found her yet. They're still looking. And when he got charged, he couldn't deal with it, so he unalived himself. He did leave a note. We went through it in one of the other lives, and it's just a bunch of poor me's. A bunch of poor me's. Feel sorry for me. Happier days. You know, you marry somebody because you just think that they're the best thing since sliced bread. You're just madly in love, and they have an affair and delete you. What is that? He had 5 kids, you know? So some people are saying that Michelle is paying for what he did. I don't believe that. I think that they're looking hard at evidence that's pointing to what she was involved in. Yeah. And again, everybody said soft spoken, kind. I think somewhere along the lines, they said that this had to do with the children, but who knows? It could very much had to do with money too, because it was her that had the money, not him. Her dad allegedly gave him a couple $1 million to start his construction company. Now, if that's the case, yeah, such a lovely lady. So it would be really nice. I don't think she's going to take the stand, but wouldn't it be nice if she would like take the stand and explain herself a little bit? The truth, we want the truth. We don't want BS. They're really late today. It concerns me with this case. It concerns me. No. Yeah, it very much concerns me. We've had too many mishaps that it makes me think that there's another one. Oh my God. So yeah, I've got the Karen Reed stream. Well, I haven't set up the stream, but I've got everything ready to set up that stream for later. I'm looking very much forward to it. No movement from the court. I guess I could do this, couldn't I? There we are. So I just have it set up in the back. No movement. Here we sit, brokenhearted, paid a dime. So when we were kids, growing up, you had to pay a dime to use a bathroom stall, even in school. Do you guys remember that? I don't know in the US if you guys, when you were growing up, if you had to put a dime in to use a bathroom. Didn't matter if it was public, didn't matter if it was a pool, didn't matter if it was the school. Yeah, I don't know. What do you talk about when you're waiting to find out if there's been another screw up, right? Oh my God. I really hope that they can get through this trial for the family's sake, for the kids' sake. All of the stuff that is going on in the background with either, okay. I don't know. I don't see anything, guys. I don't know what she's talking about. Jazzy, jazzy, jazzy. So I lost my train of thought there. Yeah, yeah, we did. This is what we had to do. A dime to potty. So it was, um, here we are, brokenhearted, paid a dime and only farted. That was the same. Yeah, that was the saying growing up. Nice, huh? I have no idea why they would have done that, but it was like that for quite some time. I don't even remember when they stopped doing it, to be honest with you. I don't think I had to do it in junior high. I think it was just elementary. So yeah, maybe by the time I hit junior high, that had changed. I don't remember having to do that. So what do you guys think is going on here? Why are we waiting? Anybody hearing anything? I imagine you can still hear her even though she's outside. I apologize. She's doing what dogs do. They bark. Don't forget to hit that thumb, everybody. Get this further into the algorithm. It is a massive, massive help for me. Massive. Listen to her. Oh my word. Jazz. Neighbor must be having furnace problems. There, she was out there barking at the repair guy. Good Lord. So what are you guys thinking? Why? What is going on here? 20 minutes. What's going to happen? He's usually pretty on time. Waiting patiently for a little bit of movement. That's what I'm worried about, Dandy. That's exactly what I'm worried about. Okay, girls, get out of there. Come on. Get. Holy. The girls are giving me a run around. I'm kind of worried about that, Dandy. I don't know what's going on with those jurors, but I'm not comfortable with them anymore. If it happens to be another issue, do they scrap it? You know? Well, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. We're still waiting, friend. You haven't missed a damn thing. So we were just talking. We're really hoping that this is not another juror issue. We're going on 25 minutes. How was your stream, friend? Don't forget to sub up to Southern Gal True Crime, friends. Great channel. You'll like it. Feel free to throw that link up again. So do tell. What else? I mean, it's either the defense being whiny, or I don't know, is there another issue with a juror? Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, yeah, here we sit. Biggest concern again is that we've got a juror that's, I mean, if there's 3 jurors, there's something really bad going on back there. Sorry about that. The Lindy case. Was that an older case or a newer case? Here you go. Here's the link, guys. Check her out. I love the name, Southern Gal True Crime. I love it. The Lindy case. Is that an older case? 1982 missing person cold case. Okay. Where is this person from? Good on you for covering the missing, because you know what? It needs to be done. It's scary, the amount of people. You know, I get onto Twitter and oh my God, it's just name after name after name. Lindy case from Fort Smith, Arkansas from 1982. Where do these people go? Like, what? Oh, well, that's awesome because it's important. That's very important. Linda Lou Reynolds. Okay, nice. So, Southern Gal True Crime just covered the Linda Lou Reynolds missing person case from 1982 from Fort Smith, Arkansas. Anybody knows anything? I always say local, you call your local detachment, 911, whoever you can, if you don't know how to get a hold of the proper authorities. Okay, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Is that state? Is it fairly large, Arkansas? Oh my God, almost a half hour, you guys. Wowza. I'm having concerns. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. I'll put Jennifer's. There we go. So this is Jennifer Dulos, who is also a missing person. But we're pretty sure that's what this trial is all about, that she was unalived. All the indications are that she was unalived in her garage and taken someplace and disposed of. And they haven't found her. How far could he have gone? Like he could not have gone far. Oh, that's what I'm worried about. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, friend. I don't know. Either that or the defense is not sure, no movement, but we're supposed to be back earlier. Yeah, we were supposed to be here a half hour ago, and we were here a half hour ago. So yeah, I don't know. If there, like I said, if there's another juror that's screwing around, I don't think that they should continue because it sounds like it's throughout that bunch of people. If that is in fact what's going on, I would have thought he would have shut it down the last time because it means that it was talked about. And if it was talked about, then I think it's tainted. But he doesn't think so. He's the judge. He knows the laws. I don't. So, yeah. And you know what? People are saying we know that she's got a shite ton of moolah. That is she paying people off to throw a kink into this? I don't know. But that is something that people are talking about. Yep. Yep. They've already tossed two. I think was two was all they had, if I remember correctly. No problem. We're all good. Let me see. Yeah, so there is that. So that again was the guy that goes by Murder, that guy that was in there raising shit in our chat yesterday. He's been in here twice today under different names. So I'll keep blocking him, but he keeps trying to get in. So yeah. Yeah, and again, yeah, Nicole was a troll. That was the troll. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't know how they get in the back, but they do. And then after you've done this, they seem to be able to get back in. I don't know. I don't know how they're doing that either. So let's keep deleting. Vanished. I don't even let them get to me. It's not worth it. They're everywhere. Hid them again. Sorry. Confused. Let's go back and make sure that he's not back yet. Yeah, the more your channel grows, you'll notice the more your channel grows, the more you get them. Can someone try typing the word Murder in the chat and see what happens? I just want to see if it lets.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Please be seated. Thank you.
Okay, guys. Okay, didn't work. Okay. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I think you're right, Dandy. I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. So they're back in the courtroom because I just heard them say, be seated. Hello, Cyrus. Is it letting you do it? Okay, good. Good, good, good. Hopefully that helps with that troll. Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, Douglas, good day, friend. There was just a little bit of movement. We've been waiting for about 35 minutes now, and the judge just asked everybody to take a seat, so I don't know. Yeah, there is that too. So many. Welcome, Missy. So many breaks. And let's see here. Oh, that could be. Dandy, I don't know. I had a troll in the back again, so let's see here. That same one was back there again. Yeah, maybe a deal. You know, it reminds me of the Suzanne Morphew case quite a bit. Yep, it is, Douglas. You betcha. You betcha. We're on 40 minutes late. Holy guys. Oh, it is, right? 5 kids that due to his actions, allegedly, 5 kids are now orphans. You know, and having to grow up with your mother missing, your dad deleting himself, that's a lot to put on these kids. Now, we watched the other day The Nanny. At least she is a consistent in their lives. Sounds like the grandparents have the kids and she still cares for them. I know. That's what I'm wondering. Yeah, very much what I was wondering. It's one of the two, in my opinion. Missy, you still there? Or when I deleted that, did you disappear? Yep, it is always sad when there's kids involved in any case. They get to your heart when there's children involved. You know, some of the children that we've dealt with over the last couple of years, Harmony Montgomery, Summer Wells, Michael Vaughn, I mean, and even all the kids from 1122 King Road. It's just, oh my God, you can't help it. A hurt for the families. So yeah, he asked everybody to sit down, and then nothing happened. We're still staring at that. It's true. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And you get attached to the cases, you know? I've got pictures all over the place in my office here of them all. My son was here. Um, okay, guys. Oh, sorry. Hmm, very interesting. A professional gold digger. Yeah. She has her own money, doesn't she? Like, I'm not sure how, if it's through family or something she does. I don't know what she does, except take husbands. Past that, I'm not sure. I can't deal with somebody who's sleeping with a guy who's married with 5 kids. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just heartbreaking. Sounds like that one fellow from Monkey's case, Michael Vaughn's case, Stacy, I think is his first name. Sounds like he's been out there blabbing a little bit, but he sounds like he's contradicting what one of the other guys was saying. So I don't know if he's going to get himself in trouble because he's been doing these interviews. He says trying to clear his name. Oh my God. And Wanstra is yeah, I guess it would be Wander, wouldn't it? Oh, okay, okay, okay. I you see, I don't know that much about her, to be honest with you. I don't know why I thought she came from, she opened a GoFundMe. She doesn't have any money. Her father is a well-known doctor, but
That
almost 45 minutes. We heard somebody's voice. What was that? I thought we were gonna, I thought we were in. Yeah, 3 people. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 people that they're looking at as far as Monkey goes. She's in the Who Scout and he's out. And then there is the 2 other guys. Now, I don't know where the hell those 2 are, if they're locked up or not. Three people arrested so far, I do believe. So you're talking about this case? Are we even going to find out what this was all about? The hell? Oh, okay, the Crystal Rogers case. Yes. Officer Alice. Jason Alice. Okay, what are we going to learn? Anything? Oh, look at that. Okay. Isn't that something? Hey, Pam. They're just starting. They were 45 minutes late, and we have no idea why. Oh, thank you.
Madam Clerk,
Thank you, Maxie.
Madam Clerk, there's a witness.
Do you solemnly swear or solemnly and sincerely affirm that the case
We're not going to find out what that was about.
concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Thanks, Maxie.
I do.
Please state your name and spell it for the record.
Michael Buten Jr., last name B-E-A-U-T-O-N.
And your affiliation?
I'm a sergeant with the Connecticut State Police.
Sergeant Buten, you may be seated.
Thank you.
Sergeant Buten, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Sergeant, how long have you been employed with the state police?
Approximately 16 years.
What were some of your initial assignments with the state police?
I started my career with the state police in November of 2007. I attended the training academy for approximately 7 months. We were trained in criminal investigation, accident investigation, firearms, emergency vehicle operations, etc. Tested on those subjects. Graduated in May of 2008. I was assigned to Troop G in Bridgeport as a patrol trooper, where I spent about 10 years as a trooper there. I had some ancillary duties during my time there. I was a patrol canine handler who was cross-trained in narcotics detection. I was also a member of the State Police Tactical Unit. I was a tactical operator and assistant team leader on the West TAC team. 2018 is when I was transferred to Western District.
Grab those gifts, guys.
Where I was stationed at the Troop G office in Bridgeport.
Prior to becoming a state police officer, did you serve in a branch of the United States military?
I did.
Which branch, sir?
I was in the United States Marine Corps.
And did you serve in any wars?
I did.
Which war?
I spent a little bit of time in Afghanistan, and I was deployed with the infantry in a combat tour to Fallujah, Iraq.
What years were you
Wow.
in the United States Marines?
2001 to 2006.
Directing your attention now to May of 2019, what unit of the state police were you assigned to?
In May of 2019, I was a detective assigned to the Western District Major Crime Squad.
Have you since ascended to becoming a sergeant?
Yes, I have.
What year did that take place?
I was promoted to sergeant April of 2022.
Are you still with the Western District Major Crime?
No, I'm not.
Where are you currently assigned?
Presently assigned as a detective sergeant with Central District Major Crime Squad. I supervise the Troop H CI office in Hartford.
And just for the jury's benefit, when you say CI office, what does CI stand for?
Criminal investigation.
I want to direct your attention now to May 28, 2019, a Tuesday. Did you become involved in the Jennifer Dulos investigation?
Yes, I did.
How did you learn about this case?
From a phone call from my supervisor.
Where did you report on May 28th?
Welcome, Douglas. Nice.
That morning, I reported to the New Canaan Police Department.
Why did you report to the New Canaan Police Department?
So we were assisting the New Canaan
What a
Police with
sweetheart,
missing persons
Maxie.
investigation. And since they were the primary for the case, we worked out of their police department. The crime scene was in New Canaan. The person who was missing resided in New Canaan. So the command staff at the time felt that that was the best place to work from. So that's why we were there.
Approximately how many troopers and New Canaan police personnel were working out of the police department when you arrived on May 28th?
Quite a few.
Were you given any specific tasks on that day?
Yes, I was.
What types of tasks were you given?
So myself and Detective Sergeant Duva went over to 69 Wells Lane. And we went into the 3-bay garage. I was assigned by Sergeant Petreska to take photographs of the shelving units that were in the, I guess you'd call it the 3rd garage bay. So if you're facing the bays, there are 3, it'd be the far right bay. So I took photographs of the shelves, and the purpose of those photographs were to then interview the nanny of the family of for the children down in New York City. And we wanted to show her those pictures to see if she could identify any items that may be out of place or missing, or that she didn't recognize. So that was the purpose of those photographs.
If I were to show you those photographs, would you recognize them, sir?
Yes, I would.
For the record, Your Honor, we're projecting State's Exhibit 16, which is a disc. Apologize, Your Honor, we're just waiting for the disc to load. And I'm gonna ask, if we could begin with item number 3 in that disc. Sergeant Buton, do you recognize this photograph?
Yes, I do.
What is that photograph of, sir?
That is a photograph of a couple of the shelving units in the right garage bay located at 69 Wells Lane, New Canaan.
Is that one of the photographs that you took when you went to 69 Wells Lane?
Yes, it is.
And I'm just going to ask if we can call up item number 4 now. Could you just indicate to the jury what we're looking at here?
So this photograph is also of the shelving units that were in the garage. It's a little over from the other photograph, and it just depicts some sporting goods and Tupperware containers and some other items.
More cops, you betcha.
Thank you. Did you ultimately go to New York City?
Yes,
What day?
the same day.
Who, if anyone, went to New York City with you?
Detective Ryan Frechette.
What borough of New York City did you go to?
Thank you, Dandy.
So we were in Manhattan on Park Avenue for one of the stops. I don't recall the other borough.
Specifically with respect to Miss Almeida.
It was in Manhattan.
And did you meet with her?
We did.
Approximately for how long did you meet with Miss Almeida?
I don't remember for how long. I'd have to look at my report to see. I know there's a recording of our interview with her.
Did you show her photographs of the garage that you had taken?
Yes,
And did she provide you with a statement?
she did.
After meeting with Miss Almeida on May 28th, did you perform additional tasks for the case that week?
Yes.
Describe to the jury some of the things that you did.
So we looked for video footage. We canvassed some of the areas in New Canaan to try to find video. And specifically Friday, May the 31st, I was tasked with going up to the Capital City Command Center to review some video footage with one of the intel analysts up there from items that had been recovered the night prior by the Central District Major Crime Squad. The purpose of me going up there was to ensure that nothing was missed.
Who gave you that assignment?
That was Detective Sergeant PINTREST.
And when you say the purpose of your visit was to ensure that nothing had been missed, had someone already reviewed the C4 footage at that point?
Yes, to my understanding, they had.
Approximately what time of day did you arrive at C4?
It was midday, late morning, early afternoon.
And upon arrival at C4, which incidentally stands for Capital City Command Center, correct?
That is correct.
Who, if anyone, did you meet with?
I can remember meeting with a gentleman by the name of Josh Quint, who was an intelligence analyst with the Hartford Police Department.
And when you met with Josh Quint, what did you do?
So he began to take me through some of the footage that they had found using the computer program that they have. They're able to find certain vehicles of a type and color, as I understand it. And so those folks were given the types of vehicles that we were interested in that were associated with Mr. Dulos. And so they ended up finding a black, what appeared to be a black four-wrapper pickup truck traveling along Albany Avenue, where Mr. Dulos had discarded several items in city trash receptacles. So he began to show me some of that footage.
And did you have a description of Mr. Dulos prior to arriving?
What a dumbass, eh?
Yes,
And did you also have a description of someone named Michelle Troconis?
yes, I did.
Do you see Michelle Troconis in the courtroom?
Yes, I do.
Could you point her out and tell us what article of clothing she's wearing, a shirt, color shirt?
She is seated on my right side of the table over there. She's wearing what appears to be a blue coat and a green sweater.
Judge, she identified the defendant.
Yes.
What was the general description of Michelle Troconis that you had?
I didn't see any
Check, Your
photo.
Honor, hearsay.
Well, what was the general description?
Here we go again.
It's offered to show, as the court hears it, what to look for.
That's right.
So overruled.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
What was the general description you had of Michelle Troconis?
I didn't have a photograph of her, but I was told that she was middle-aged, tall, slender, and had brown hair.
And have you since had a chance to meet with the defendant in person?
Yes,
And did she match that general description?
she did.
As you were reviewing the C4 footage, did you review any video in which it appeared that an object consistent with a WeatherTech liner was displayed?
Yes, I did.
Your Honor, I'm going to object. The video speaks for itself. The jury has now seen it multiple times. That's a leading question. It also assumes facts not in evidence, and I ask that it be stricken.
Well,
Overruled.
the question was, did you review the video and see what would be described as a WeatherTech mat? Well, that's leading. The jury has seen the video, but the court is not certain that the jury could conclude that what came out of that vehicle was a WeatherTech mat. So as far as a leading question is concerned, the court will sustain the objection.
Did you review video? in which,
Exactly.
Someone, well, that. Did you also have a description of Mr. Dulos?
Yes, I did.
And what was that general description?
Also the same, middle-aged, white male, average height and build.
And did you review video in which Mr. Dulos had objects in his hands?
Your Honor, I'm going to object. Nobody's identified the video individual at this point. So it's not only leading, but it's assuming facts not in it.
I'll rephrase. Did you review video in which someone who matched the general description of Mr. Dulos that you had been provided had objects in his hands?
Yes, I did.
And can you describe for the jury in general terms what type of objects you viewed in this individual's hands?
Again, Your Honor, the jury has seen the video. It's not proper for this witness to editorialize about what's in the video. He can certainly
Good God.
testify to what he did, but to let him describe it is, I suggest, some of the jury on their own can figure that out.
Well, the court disagrees that the jury on its own can figure that out. It is not clear that the jury could figure out that what was held was a WeatherTech mat. The jury can figure out what a garbage bag looks like, but the court is going to overrule the objection.
You may answer, sir.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question for me?
Did someone who matched the general description of Mr. Dulos have any objects in his hand, and can you describe what objects you viewed?
Yes, so several. I observed the individual take what appeared to be contractor-style black garbage bags from the rear of his vehicle. What I would describe to be a square or rectangular black rubber mat, consistent with being like a floor liner or something like that.
Let's just stop there for just 1 second. If we can call up. I'm just going to ask my colleague. This is States 36. I'm just going to ask that we pause it right there for just one moment. Sergeant Butin, is this the C4 footage that you reviewed?
Yes, it is.
I think so. I really like them. Very fair. Yeah, pretty fair. Laid back. Haven't seen him get angry or anything, just pretty mellow. There we are.
Just pause it for 1 second. We're just going to pause that for 1 second. Is this
So
the
that must,
mail
I
that you
get
were
it.
referencing earlier that matched the general description of Mr. Dulos?
Yes, it is.
So that's what that was. I
Just
didn't
gonna pause
know
it
it
there.
was Matt.
Sergeant Butin, you testified earlier that you observed this male holding what appeared to be a rubber mat. Is that correct?
Correct.
Is this the object
Okay.
that you were referring to?
Yes, it is.
Again, Your Honor,
I had no idea what that was.
I'm objecting. This is lay opinion. It's speculation. There's no, from this, you could certainly not tell what material it's made out of.
Good
It's
God.
irrelevant. And I also just would throw in that it's a characterization of a video. This is not firsthand. So, and finally, this is, I would say, a violation of the Code of Evidence 4-3.
Well, the court, based on the video and the objection, would pose a question. Sergeant Butin, did you find out later that that was a square or rectangular rubber mat? Or did you determine that just from this video that that was a square rectangular rubber mat?
So it appears to me, just based on the video, Your Honor, but I also had knowledge of the fact that there was one missing.
Well, again, it's now.
Well, the answer is, it appears that way, but I took other things into consideration. That's the answer, which suggests to this court that the video alone does not suggest that this is a black square rubber mat. The video alone, according to this witness, he did not conclude on the video alone that that was a WeatherTech mat. So you may proceed.
Yeah,
There you go.
just to be clear, you're not 100% sure what that is, correct?
Absolutely not.
You're testifying it's consistent with what
Again,
appears to be.
Well,
Can I
that's a
finish my question?
mischaracterization. It appeared to him to be a black rectangular mat. He had other information that led him to believe it was a WeatherTech mat.
Isn't this? Oh, yeah, yeah.
It appeared to be consistent with a rubber
That
mat.
court is indicating it's sustaining the objection.
You can finish playing it.
And he just left it there. He's like smart like dirt. Was. Still got bags in there, so we'll just go on to
Are
another
you familiar
spot.
with something known as WeatherTech liner?
Yes, I am.
What is WeatherTech liner?
They're laser cut floor liners. I actually own a pair myself. The company is here in the United States, and they basically make custom floor liners for
No,
multitude of
he's
different
not.
vehicles, makes, models, and years and whatnot. They make front and rear floor liners, utility area liners, seat covers, etc. And the commercials are all over TV.
And what material are WeatherTech liners made out of?
Black rubber material.
Yeah. And go on
Carbon
and
plastic, I
on
guess,
and
would probably
on
be a
and
better
on.
description. But the mats in the back are more rubber. I think
I don't
floor
know if they
liners
can
where your
prove
feet go
that,
are harder,
but
the ones
that's
at the
what
back
is
are
being
more
alleged.
flexible, I guess, is how I describe them.
And when you say in the back, what area of the vehicle are you referring to?
The
All
cargo.
right, I'm going to object foundation, the fact that he might
Shut
own an
up,
SUV or might know
you.
something
Go
about
get
it
a real
is
job.
relevant,
Oh
and
my
he's not an
God.
expert in this area. He doesn't work for the WeatherTech or any other company that installs mats. So therefore, I would argue that this is not appropriate question.
Well, the question has to do with what does WeatherTech manufacture? That's how the court understands the question. And if he's familiar with, this witness is familiar with what WeatherTech manufactures, the court will allow the testimony. So overruled.
When you mention the back, what area of the vehicle are you referring to?
The cargo area, the utility.
Every
area,
second question.
The back of an SUV and the seats.
Did there come a point in time where you reviewed additional surveillance footage in which the person who appeared to be the same male operator discarded additional items?
Yes.
Can you describe that for the jury?
Yes. So the final stop that the individual appearing to be Mr. Dulos made was on Albany Avenue in front of a Jamaican bakery, I believe at the intersection of Blue Hills Avenue. He exited his vehicle with what appeared to be maybe a pile of papers or something. to
Again,
that
Your
effect.
Honor,
I don't know what it was.
I'm objecting. What appears again is the
Oh my
same thing. If
God.
it's not recovered.
Well, he just indicated he did not know what it was. So perhaps you did not hear that part of his response. He said it appears to be paper. I don't know what it was. Is what he exited his vehicle with, I don't know what it was. That's the testimony.
So
That's overruled.
Overruled.
So he exited the vehicle with unknown objects, something in his hands. I just couldn't make out what. And he walked over to the trash receptacle and he discarded whatever that unknown object or group of objects were. However, another object remained in his hand that he did not discard in the garbage. And at C4, they have very large screen TVs, much like this one, and they can zoom in. And when we zoomed in, Mr. Quinton and myself were of the opinion that it looked
Objection.
Well, sustained.
When you zoomed in, were you able to see the colors of the object discarded in the store more clearly?
yes.
Can you describe to the jury what color the object was?
So the object overall looked white, and we saw like orange and blue on the object. And I could say what that to me that looked like, but
No, that's all right.
okay.
No. No. No.
Now,
Lizzie, no.
Actually, we're just, if we could play that portion of the video.
Good Lord. Sorry, guys, I hit the wrong button. I hit one to hit mute.
We could pause it right there. Sergeant Butin, I just want to direct your attention now to the vehicle itself. Does it appear as though a female passenger has exited the vehicle at this
I
point?
would object, first of all, it's a mischaracterization. Nobody's exited it. And second of all, we're again having him characterize what's on the video that all of these jurors can see. I would submit that under State versus Holly, it's improper for a lay witness to narrate a video when he wasn't present for the incident.
So if I can just be heard on this, Your Honor, and if I have to be heard at sidebar, I will, but I'd like to make an offer of proof to the court.
Well, the question is, does it appear to you as if a female is exiting the Raptor? That's the question.
Yeah.
So does it appear to you that a female passenger is exiting the Raptor? Well, the question itself, you can be heard, counsel, the question itself is an interpretive narrative. What the court and the jury is able to see is a door open, someone leaning out of that door.
Yes.
The issue of whether it's a female and whether she's exiting in the common sense of exiting as in getting out of the vehicle, according to this video, would be a mischaracterization.
I'll rephrase, Judge.
So
Can you just, at this point, the video is paused. Can you, directing your attention now to the individual just above the male operator, can you describe that individual for the jury?
Again, Your Honor, I think the image speaks for itself, and this witness is not in any better position than the jurors to see what's in the video.
Jesus, man.
Well,
Sit down and shut that
You can
up.
sharpen the question, counsel. Can you describe the individual? What is seen here? You cannot tell height or weight. So what can be described from what is on the video is fairly limited. If that's the video from which you are asking.
Yeah.
It is, Your Honor. I'm just simply asking him to describe what he's observing on the video.
Well, what the court is going to do is listen to the description and entertain any objections after.
There you go.
Could you describe the individual above the male operator?
Yes. So it appears to be a white female. Looks like wearing a short sleeve shirt, and it's kind of hard to tell, but maybe her hair is in a ponytail. And I could see at least one of her feet on the sidewalk, and her right hand appears to be reaching down toward the brick or pavement.
Was this the only time that you observed a female with this particular male individual in the surveillance footage?
On this footage, yes.
You can keep playing.
Oh, I think he absolutely will. And there goes the license plate down the drain. I'm surprised they didn't point that out, but you can see there's a sewer. There you go. See, it's a sewer that put that license plate down there.
Sergeant Butin, where on Albany Avenue is this particular trash receptacle and sewer located?
I believe the address is 1344 Albany Avenue. It's at the intersection of Blue Hills.
I'm sure that's what they just did.
Based on what you saw on this video, can you describe for the jury what actions you took?
Yes. So as I stated earlier, the individual appearing to be Mr. Dulos threw some items.
I'm going to
or
object.
an
The
item out.
question was, what did you
An
do next?
old-
And instead, he's giving another narrative.
An old
Well,
plate
The
of
question is, well,
Filos
what did you do after
Dulos
reviewing the video?
that they had
Again, we're saying the individual who
disguised
appeared
and
to be
altered a
Mr.
little bit with
Dulos.
tape
This is
to make it appear
preliminary.
as a
The
different
court
number,
has
and then they
overruled.
ditched it. Oh
The
my
fact
God.
that,
I
I
know.
observed that individual.
I know.
Individual throw those things out in the trash receptacle, but choose to discard whatever the other object was down the storm drain, was interesting to me. And I wanted to
Yes.
try to recover whatever that was. And so I inquired
Of
with
course.
the C4 folks
You betcha.
about who maintained the storm drain and who we would use to assist us in recovering that item. And the answer I was given was MDC, which is the Metropolitan District Control, or the water authority essentially for the greater Hartford area. They sent out a pump truck to us out on the street.
Let me ask you another question.
Sure.
Did you head to this area of Albany Avenue?
Yes.
Approximately how long did it take you to arrive?
I don't remember.
Was it within the hour, would you say?
Yes.
And who, if anyone from the state police, met you at this location?
Yes. Good to see
Detective
Chopper.
Fitzsimons, Detective Zella, who was on the dive team, Trooper Sanders,
Oh yeah, he's not
Chapman,
changing.
also divers. I had divers come just because I didn't know what we were going to encounter, if we were going to need them to go down there, or if the pump truck was going to be able to facilitate removing the item. A lot of unknowns, so I was just trying to think outside the box and bring whatever resources I knew we had available to the area.
And you indicated that MDC showed up with a pump truck, is that correct?
That's correct.
And once MDC arrived with the pump truck, what happened next?
Detective Zella and myself basically told them to empty out the truck. They had relayed to us that they were pumping out other drains that day.
Undecided. Have to see what's going on with
The
this
tank
case.
itself was empty, so that if whatever was down there maybe was sucked up the hose, we'd be able to empty out the back and definitively say that whatever was in the tank came from that particular storm drain.
Did the MDC truck leave at that point?
Yes,
Did it eventually return?
it did.
Approximately how long did it take to return?
Maybe a half an hour or so.
And during this half hour, did you remain at that location with your fellow state police officers?
I left quickly to meet up with the search and rescue canines. I gave them a map so they could begin to search the area of Albany and Milford. The footage depicted that black Raptor turning onto Milford Street and disappearing for some time before it came back out into the view on Albany Ave. So I got the search and rescue canines into that area so that they could begin to search that area. And after I met with them, I came back to the
He's
area of the storm
disgusting,
drain.
Chopper. He's
Were you present when the
disgusting.
MDC truck arrived?
Yes.
Do you recall how many employees from MDC responded?
2, I believe.
When they arrived, what steps did they take in your presence?
They had showed us the back. They opened it up, showed us it was empty, closed it. They removed the grate from the storm drain. They had like a big hook that they put down there and pulled it out. They lowered a hose down into the storm drain where all the water was, and they turned on their truck and started to suck out water.
As they were sucking out water, can you describe what happened next?
Yes, the envelope actually got stuck to their equipment, and they were able to pull it out like that.
All right, I want to just break this down a little bit. You say the envelope. Can you describe what you heard as they were sucking water out of the sewer?
Yeah, it was like a clink. It was like a clink.
Agreed, Chopper.
And after you heard the clink noise, what did you see next?
As they began to lift their equipment up, you could see that there was an envelope, like a FedEx envelope, that was coming up out of the water with their equipment. And Detective Fitzsimons had gloved hands, and he reached in and recovered the envelope and put it over by the sidewalk, opened it up. And when he opened it up to pull out the contents, we saw 2 Connecticut license plates in the envelope.
2. I thought it was
Were
1.
photographs taken of those license plates?
Yes.
May I have this marked for identification, Your Honor?
What number? Well, not yet, but yes.
So these license plates are interesting.
40. for identification. I did provide Attorney Schoenholm with a copy. I don't know if there's any objection.
No objection.
Thank you.
Move it in as a full exhibit.
40 admitted as a full exhibit.
Two license plates. Brutal. He thought he was smart. Not so much. Don't know what happened. Yeah.
And I'm just going to begin with displaying a photograph labeled 683_0001. Sergeant Butin, do you recognize that photograph, sir?
Yeah, I do.
Can you tell the jury what that photograph is?
That photograph is a picture of the white envelope that was recovered from the storm drain on Albany and Blue Hills on
And did
Friday,
you-
May 31st.
Did you witness this envelope in the position it is in this photograph?
Yes,
Yeah, he thought he was smart. Or they thought they were smart, I suppose.
We're showing you
No.
photograph labeled 683_0002. Are those the license plates?
So these are altered
they are.
guys.
And did you view these license plates in their position as
yes,
they are in this photograph?
yes.
Looks like the B.
And this is photograph 03 in that file. These are the same license plates, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Photograph number 4. Same license plates, correct?
Yes.
Actually, if we
Only
can
the
just leave that
one?
up for 1 second.
Or is the U also? I can't
The
tell.
license
Or the
plate
T?
here reads 5T6WBU, is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
While you were present, were any efforts made by state police personnel to run these license plates?
Yes.
What were the results when these license plates were run?
I called into dispatch and ran them as they are, and they came back to nothing.
When you say they came back to nothing, what does that mean?
It means there was no record found, meaning no such plates existed in the Connecticut DMV database.
And so after you received notification that no such plates existed, did you notice anything about the sequence of the letters and numbers themselves?
Well, yeah, we noticed that they were a bit odd. Typically, plates that were issued out like that were would start with 3 numbers and then end with 3 letters. And obviously here you have a letter mixed in with the numbers. So that was odd to us. And to Detective Fitzsimon's credit, he actually, with his gloved hand, started to mess around with some of the characters that looked funny to us. And that's when we realized there was some effort made to alter their appearance.
And when you say that there was some effort made to alter their appearance, can you be a little bit more descriptive for the jury?
Yeah, yes. So if I may, can I?
Yes, sir.
So this T here, when Detective Fitzsimon's messed around with it, we could see that the top portion actually wasn't the plate itself. It was some type of blue tape with like a clear adhesive. Is the best way I could describe it. So this character is actually a 1. The same here, this was needed to be a B, but it's actually a D. And then here we have what is supposed to be a J with the extra material added to make it appear to be a U.
So were you able to discern what the actual plate numbers and letters were?
Yes,
And was a subsequent search done for those particular plates?
yes, it was.
Who did that?
I did.
And what were the results, sir?
So I called dispatch back. and ran the plates the correct way. And they came back canceled on a 2007 Chevy Suburban that was registered to Mr. Dulos.
May I have this marked for identification?
Yeah.
I think it's a full exhibit by agreement.
Yes, I just want to make sure what's in the envelope is what I think is in the envelope before we do that. That's my only.
I don't want to be surprised, so if I can just see what's in there.
Sure, would you like Detective Beaton to?
Oh, yeah, why don't we just leave it for ID for a moment? I probably won't have any objection. I just want to make sure we're talking about the same thing.
Thank you.
Detective Butin. Better pair.
Isn't this guy a pain in
Detective
the
Butin,
ass?
did you, seize those license plates?
Yes,
And how were those license plates seized?
I put them into a bag and secured them in the trunk of my cruiser.
And if I were to show you license plates, would you recognize them?
Yes, I would.
Oh, a little
I have some
excited
gloves.
there, Michelle.
Oh, very
Chewing on her gum.
So at this point, I'm just going to ask, well, firstly, let me ask a preliminary question. There is evidence tape on this particular exhibit, is that correct?
Yes,
And there's also what appears to be numbers DSS 19002984. That's the state laboratory number, is that correct?
that's correct.
So these license plates have been sent to the state lab since you seized them, is that fair to say?
That would be accurate, yes.
I'm just going to ask that you cut open this envelope and just peer inside and tell us what you see.
Okay.
Can't tell me this was not pre-planned. Right?
Two category license plates that
Is there anything else in the bag, sir?
I have to open it up a little more to see, sorry.
Yeah, good question. Yeah, good question. We'll have to see. Because she was fiddling around that sewer grate. I don't know why. I thought she was picking gum off the sidewalk.
Yes, there is.
What else is in the bag?
It's a white FedEx envelope that the plates were in.
Are these the objects that you seized on May 31st, 2019?
Yes, they are.
Judge, I move it in.
I need to see what else is in the bag.
Oh my God, dude.
There are.
We could just maybe do it over here on the side.
What an idiot. Does he think he's just going to confuse people? Like, come on. Oh yeah, just I got to go way over here to see because brutal. Why does he have to be right, Gal? Jesus, Lord Murphy. What's he bitching about? Hey. He is unbelievable. Dude, does he think it's making him look professional? It's not. Not professional behavior.
Now, look, these other items that were in there will have to be to a different witness. So, as long as those are kept separate, I'm fine.
And is that states 40?
This is states 40, Judge, and just for the record, there are several smaller envelopes which we're going to tie up through another witness. Attorney Schoenhard's asking that we do so. I have no objection to that. However, I do want to keep everything together at this point. So these can be labeled perhaps, 40A through, 41A for identification purposes only, and we just keep everything together for the time being.
So states 40 will be admitted as a full exhibit.
41.
41 will be admitted as a full exhibit. 41A is for ID purposes only.
Correct. Actually, there's several of them. So we'll just label them A through.
Well,
I think you're right,
how many
Missy.
are there?
I do. It's just like, what is he doing? He just wastes so much time.
G. So 41A through G for ID only.
41A through G, identification purposes only. Well, it's about 3:33. So we're going to stand in our afternoon recess, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my
Please do not
God.
discuss the case. We shall return at 3:43.
All right. $3:48. 15 minutes. He's got the patience of I don't know, because he's pissing me right off and I'm not even in the courtroom. And it makes me think, what does the jury think of this guy? Like, really? Just, oh my God. It's just unreal. Exactly. That's what we've been talking about. This is the reason it's going to take 6 weeks. And I mean, 6 weeks of this guy? Oh my God. And look at how we feel about what's been going on. How do you think the jury feels? Sorry. How do you think the jury feels about him holding everything up? I bet you're right. They're wondering how much longer, and they're probably watching this guy thinking, what the frick are you doing? Like, we don't want to sit here for 9 months. And I mean, all of that big production to get evidence in. I mean, unreal. Yeah, just unreal. Yes, we've been listening to this nonsensical objections for days. It never gets any better. Oh my God. So what do you think the jury's thinking? Do you think they're getting like pissed off? I mean, how could they not? I mean, they want to get the show on the road, I am sure. I mean, they've got 2 jurors that are gone now because they were being ridiculous and breaking all the rules. And then we've got a defendant who yes, that he's an idiot. Yes, thank you. I think you're right. I'm thinking that the jury is thinking he's an idiot. If I was a juror, I would have been fed up with that on day 1. I think you're right again. I think he pulls this crap thinking the juror will forget the important crap. Exactly. And I don't think that's the way it's going to fly. You know, the prosecution is coming across very straight up. And oh my God. Yeah, fair enough, right? Yep, fair enough. It's like, wow. If I was on the jury, I'd raise my hand and be like, can we just get to the point already? Right? Oh, yeah. And the thing is it's him that is slowing everything down. Oh my God. He has to have some motive for constant interruptions. I think confusing the jury is, I can see that. But I don't think that they're dumb. Like, they're going to go, what the hell was he doing? And they're going to listen to the facts. I mean, they should. Wow. He must have like, that's it. I'd also be asking the judge where he gets his bow ties, right? Aren't those the best? And I mean, how many does he have? Because he's always in a new cool one. They're probably removed because they couldn't help making fun of those idiots and laugh together. I wonder if he objects to normal conversations outside of the courtroom. Can you imagine knowing this guy? Like actually knowing him? Oh, I couldn't deal with him. No, 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 no. I'd be like, you got the plague or something. I can't have you near me. There's something wrong with you. I think you're a zombie. There's something wrong with your thinker. Maybe he thinks the jurors are idiots and can't keep up if he keeps objecting. Jurors are smarter than that. Yeah. I mean, they're just like you and I, you know. Yeah, I'd be frustrated. I unfortunately, everything shows on my face, so I'd be just sitting there scowling at him like, what the hell is your problem? Let's get on with the show. Like, oh my God. Not my kind of people, sorry. He and I could not be friends. The judge most definitely. Yes, right. Yeah. Yeah, no, not in my bubble. I was told that the judge removed me from the circus, or I say guilty, guilty, guilty. Exactly. Get me the hell out of here. Oh my God. Well, at least it's a lot livelier than the first few days because oh my God, that was harsh. I mean, he's objecting to all this stuff that a layperson doesn't even understand. And to be honest with you, he didn't make a lot of sense. I don't even know if he even understood what he was talking about. Personally, if I was one of these jurors, I'd not be looking good for the defendant, and that thanks to her attorney. Yes, exactly. I wonder if she realizes that the guy's a POS. Do you think she knows that? And is it too late for her to find somebody else? Like, yeah, I don't know. When you don't like the lawyer, it's really, really hard, I think, to say what's coming out of his mouth is true. So you end up with a guilty, I think. Yeah. Yeah, we all agree. No doubt. Yep. Her ship has sailed. Yeah. Yeah, unreal. And then we've got the trial coming up for the other guy, and I can't remember his name right now. We talked about him the other day. That is also has the same charges as her, basically, and he's supposed to show up as a witness. So I imagine we're going to see him pretty soon because he's a prosecution witness. Yeah, it is Kent Mahiney, right? Yeah, Kent Mahiney. So he's another POS. Yes, exactly. Yep, that guy. Same charges. And is he going to show up? I mean, we were told that, yeah, he's going to show up. Yeah. You know, she knows. Yeah. Yeah. I can't see. Kent Mahiney is his name. And he was Folis's lawyer at one point. I think I've still got a picture of him. Let me look. Kent Mahiney. No, you're okay. You're okay. I'm not finding it. Did I get rid of it? I might have. Don't pull me. Yeah, I might have gotten rid of it so I could put. They only give me so many spots. I don't know, when you see her hanging out above that grate doing whatever she's doing while he's getting rid of evidence, doesn't that pretty much tell us a story? You know? So that means that she was with him when he was at this garbage bin and this garbage bin and many more. And then they find her vehicle, not too far away, but they find her vehicle and it's got DNA on it. And she's gone. Nowhere to be found. I know they searched that area for quite some time and they can't find her. Unless they put her somewhere and then moved her later, she can't be far. She's listening to a translator in Spanish, even though she speaks perfect English. Yes, she does. I've heard her talk. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You just stop it, Lizzie. Yes. Who does that? Yeah, it's what makes sense, right, friend? But even if you did, that doesn't look sus at all, because at the end of the day, why park a car just to do that? Criminals do dumb things. None of this is common sense to me. She didn't talk or ask any questions. She's just sat there and went for a ride. Yeah. When the cops walked through the home at first, I had Willie all over me. Eerie. Yeah. Wasn't that eerie? Like, oh my God. Yeah. The one that they did when everything was turned on during the day, that wasn't so bad, but yeah, it was like creepy. I think that's the first live. I think I showed that stuff. My opinion, them we're a few French fries short of a Happy Meal. Just say no to that. It's whack. Oh my goodness. Good Lord. They should be right back. Would have paid off for the husband to watch YouTube. He would have learned from, yeah, he would have learned from husband of Suzanne, right? Yeah, yeah. Definitely reminds me of that case, right? It definitely reminds me of that case. And waiting for charges for him again. They must be, we were talking about it a little earlier, they must just be making sure that they've got everything they need on him. Oh, there we go. I just about changed my green screen shirt before this stream. I don't even know what it's like. I don't even know what that reflection is. Like, what is that? So bizarre. And everywhere my shirt's green, this is what happens. It's the most bizarre thing. I think life would be easier if people learned the life lesson we all have been taught our entire lives, to keep your hands to yourself. Well said. Oh my God, well said. Oh, Dandela. Oh, good. I'm not trying to be. Oh, no, it's all good. It's all good. And we're back. It doesn't look like it, though. Okay, I don't know what it is.
And we can bring Sergeant Butin back in.
Yes, sir.
We can bring the jury in, please.
How come he's not objecting right away? I thought he had objected before they even came into the courtroom.
Will council stipulate, please?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you.
Handing you what's been entered as evidence. States. I'm just going to ask that you take out the license plates and the FedEx envelope.
Okay.
So we're going to just begin with the license plate, which is on top.
Yeah, the way, mister. Yeah, the way. We don't want to see your back.
Now, the license plate that we're seeing, which has been introduced to evidence of State's Exhibit 41, has the adhesive that you saw on May 31st been removed?
Yes, it has.
And that was obviously done subsequent to your seizure, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And can you just display the next plate also? And
That's the second time it did that. I don't know why it's I think it's time it on their side.
Before we proceed, we would ask the photographer during the course of the testimony, please return to the designated area.
Returning State's 41 to the clerk. Sergeant Buton, are those the items that you seized from the sewer drain on Albany Avenue on May 31st, 2019?
Yes, they are.
And did you subsequently turn over those items to Detective Matthew Riley of the State Police?
Yes.
If I just have a moment, Judge.
Yes.
Nothing additional at this time, Your Honor.
Your cross-examination.
Thank you.
Oh my God. Here we go. Come on, Saul.
These license plates, Exhibit 41, you indicated that it came back to a vehicle that had been owned by Filos Dulos, correct?
Yes, sir.
And as I understand it, that was a 2007 Chevy Suburban, is that correct?
That is correct.
That Chevy Suburban and these license plates, let me withdraw that and ask it a different way. The license plates had been canceled for many years, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Yep.
Sir.
Here he
The
goes.
Chevy Suburban had not been registered to Mr. Dulos or his company for many years, correct?
That's accurate, yes.
At least, you said at least since 2015, if not earlier, right?
I don't recall the exact day, but that sounds about right.
The reason I'm asking to clarify, there's been some testimony that he owned a Chevy Suburban in 2019, correct?
I believe it was a newer model, yes, sir.
That's what I was going to get to. So that model had its own registration, right?
Correct.
And different license plates, right?
Yes,
This was a vehicle that he had owned maybe prior to 2015, if not several years earlier, right?
at least as early as 2007, yes, sir.
Well, when it was.
When it's a 2007 vehicle. So.
Right, but I'm saying it had ceased to be registered to him at least before 2015, correct?
I can't give you the exact year when they were canceled without looking at the teletypes, but that sounds fair enough.
Well, there may be some evidence of that further down. I was just trying to remember if you recollected that when you did you said you had somebody run those plates, right?
Yes, I did.
And that would be through the Department of Motor Vehicles, right?
Yes, sir. So a dispatcher would use the collect system, which accesses the DMV database. Yes.
Yeah, and for the record, collect that's what it's called, COLLECT. They can look up old motor vehicle registrations, right?
Among other things, yes, sir.
And license plates,
Yes.
and see who was the last person to have those plates registered to them, correct?
Accurate, yes, sir.
Okay, very good. When you testified that you saw a female, or you described the video that was at that location near, I think it was Green Street, correct?
Maybe in between.
Blue Hills.
Blue Hills, yes, sir.
Blue Hills, okay. So when you described that, you said that it, I think the words you used, that it met the general description of what you understood to be Michelle Troconis, right?
Yes,
And you gave a general description of her to the jury, right?
yes,
And you're aware that Michelle Troconis told your colleagues
Hey,
that was in
American.
fact her in the Ford Raptor, correct?
I am now, yes.
And you're also aware that
You.
she told
Eh?
your fellow state police officers that the driver in fact was Filos Dulos on that day, right?
As I sit here today, yes.
Great
So when we're
trial,
talking
eh?
about looks like, maybe, at least my client told the police, yes, that's me and that's Filos Dulos in that vehicle, right?
Yes, sir.
And although we've watched a number of different angles, you sat at C4 headquarters in Hartford and watched the various cameras, right?
Yes, sir.
But so that we're clear, despite the fact that there are multiple camera angles, in fact, the number of times that Filos Dulos got out of his truck to throw something away totaled 3 that you can observe, correct?
I'd have to look at my report, sir, to see. There's the intelligence analyst produced like a timeline of all the occurrences, but I can't recall how many that is right now.
Does that seem right to you?
I don't want to commit to a number without looking at the report. I'm not really sure how many exactly.
But even if we're looking at 6, 7, or 8 different angles.
Oh my
7 or
God,
8
man.
different stops that we're looking at. And in other words, each of those cameras isn't a different stop, is it?
Each of the angles that view.
Each of the cameras that we've watched is not a different stop with something being thrown away. You understand the question?
I'm not sure I understand what you're getting at. Sorry.
I'll ask it a different way.
Oh yeah, that makes me not want to do it.
The number of
Get it.
times that Mr. Dulos got out and threw something away from his truck is not equal to the number of cameras that we have here in this courtroom observed. Is that a fair statement?
That would be accurate, yes.
Okay. In other words, we've seen more cameras than actual throwaway stops, right?
Well, we've seen only a few here today. I don't know what else you've seen prior to me coming on the stand, but
Well, I'm
that's
saying
what
even-
we've seen under my testimony, yes.
Fair enough. Now, as far as what we've watched since you've been here, the garbage bags that you observed being thrown away were all black garbage bags, correct?
I believe so, yes.
You also described a rolled up item, and we had some debate about what it is, but you saw it was a rolled up black thing, right?
Yes, sir.
And whatever that was, it had some kind of a white mark or white area that one could see as it's being carried over to a garbage pail that's not on the street, but next to a building, right?
Yes.
Were you able to determine what that label or white mark was?
I can only speculate. I have no idea.
Right, well, I'm saying, other than that, you weren't able to use any of your, state police camera equipment or anything to be able to zoom in, or the C4 to zoom in on what that is?
No, sir. My understanding that I think an individual took that mat away prior to it being recovered, so I don't think it was ever recovered.
Okay, well, let's back up. I'm talking about from the cameras at the time it's being carried over to the side of a building by Mr. Dulos. Were you able to zoom in or use anything to figure out what that mark, that white spot was?
No, sir.
Now, it said something that I wanted to follow up on it. I'm curious about that. You said that someone took it away. Is that right?
Good
That's my
Lord.
understanding, yes.
Did you see in any of the C4 cameras that you were watching, anyone
Oh, good
pick
Lord.
up that item and cart it away?
No, sir. That was information that was relayed to me by other individuals.
Well,
on
I'm
the
asking
case.
about you.
Me personally, no. I didn't see that.
And through all the time you spent, how many hours did you spend at the Capitol Command Center there looking at?
I don't remember specifically. It wasn't terribly long. They had reviewed the footage in
Spanish.
detail, and what they went over with me were the stops that he made. And we kind of honed in on the last one because we knew the storm drain had not been checked. And so that was kind of my focus, if you will, was that particular stop.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, they come in, Tony. We've had a couple today popping in.
And just so we're also clear, from the video you saw, you could not tell whether that rolled up item was carpeting or plastic or rubber, or any particular material, is that right?
It could have been anything. It could have been anything. There's no way to actually ever know unless I actually went there and put my hands on it.
And although Mr. McGinnis kept talking about WeatherTech, it could have been any brand of any kind of plastic or rubber mat, right?
Yeah, that's accurate.
Did anyone ever recover that mat?
Not to my knowledge, no.
The C4 camera continued to look in that same location, right? It was fixed at that same spot where the camera observed the Raptor pull up and then something get taken out of the back and put there, right?
The camera did capture that, yes.
And did the camera continue to run for the next several days?
My understanding is those cameras run 24/7.
The time that, and when did you, just so I'm clear about the date, when did you go to the location on Albany Avenue where with the MDC sewer pump truck?
The date?
The date.
Friday, May the 31st.
Okay, that was the day. And did you go yourself and look through any of the C4 cameras, even fast forward, to see where and when that item, rolled up item, went?
No, sir, I was not assigned to do that.
I take it when you were there at that location, you didn't see it there, right?
No, sir, I did not.
Let me just have a moment.
Well, I get rid of them right away. Just boom.
I have no further questions.
Or it's a bot. Half the time they're bots.
Nothing further, Judge.
Thank you, Sergeant Buton. You may step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And Judge, we will be recalling the sergeant here in the trial.
And are there any other state witnesses to be called today?
Not today, Your Honor.
So,
Whoa.
ladies and gentlemen, we have concluded the testimony for today.
Wow.
And for tomorrow, Attorney McGinnis, Attorney Manning, do we have our witnesses lined up?
Your Honor, for tomorrow, yes, I have at least most of the witnesses lined up. There are a few additions that we are trying to schedule. I will let counsel know through email today once we get those concrete. But beyond that, we do have witnesses to be presented.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you are excused for today. Thank you for your patience. We will resume tomorrow at 10 o'clock, and please do not discuss the case or avoid
Same
any
time,
media.
same place.
Thank you.
How do you think things are going for little Miss Michelle Troconis?
Stand adjourned.
All right. This honorable court now stands adjourned until tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Well, that was short afternoon. So, guys, I guess that's today. We're done with this particular stream. So I am going to set up to do the Karen Reed live. We're going to go over LTL True Crime had Attorney Melanie Little on, and we are going to go over that. There's a lot to learn. So don't forget to hit that bell, and I will see you guys. Thanks for being with me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.